Yes, I'm making weird noises while I get this stream set up. Oop. Trying to figure out what he's talking about. Go away. Oh man. I am confused. They're speaking in French. I don't understand French. Apparently he put battle awareness and stealth or something. Battle display. It's weird. See, they're trying to explain to me how you get 3 MPs, but I'm not quite gathering what they're saying. Told me to put battle display inside of stealth. I know I could do it the first time, but I would have to do that particular rotation every time I go to fight something. And it's pretty much leaving my stealth wasted the whole fight. I don't know. These mobs, unless it's boss fight, these mobs die too fast. I thought everything you hit while you had stealth up counted against it. Oh, I need stealth to be number 1. That's my mistake. Okay. Okay, so after your battle display's up, I mean, obviously. What's up, JJ? How's it going? Just trying to figure out the whole stealth loadout on this class. So I need to fix that. That's weird, I didn't hit anything and it took me out of stealth anyway. I guess because the EMP went off. I'm not doing too bad, I'm still a little sick with getting over it. I get how it works. Except I messed that distract up. Oh, let's see how I can get this so it's not gonna mess me up constantly. So I could do this, 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 that. Somewhere magical. It's amazing how light helps. It is. It's insane. Okay, so this is where I'm gonna get messed up. I'm gonna get all kinds of messed up because I'm gonna move this stuff. And try to work with it being like this after working with the other way so long. Okay, so we want 5, 1, that. I probably didn't need the extra gauss grenade. Now I know why people are using Bunker Buster. I messed up. Okay, so I get it. I totally get it now. If you use that EMP right before you use that, it brings you out of stealth, and you can EMP again. Right, looks like. Nope, didn't hit. Okay, so I gotta not hit stealth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap stealth with distract. Stealth will be the last ability I use. So technically I can't get good damage out of stealth. if EMP goes off before it goes off. Well, that time it did. No battle display. And these aren't giving me back power. Oh well. I need to get out and swap that around. I mean, it looks like it works, but yeah, it's I'm gonna have to get used to a new rotation, basically. So we'll do that. Give me 1 second. My dogs are barking. I gotta go make sure nobody's trying to break in. Sorry about that. The only problem I ran into is my ability to spell, apparently. Do. Still got a cough. Sorry about that. Like, who gets a cold in the summertime? And who has a full inventory and doesn't empty it out half the time? That's why I put it on my 6th slot, so I can just jump right into battle display and then hit a Gauss or something. So 6 battle display Gauss. Ooh. So, in all actuality, I'm just gonna move that back. Yeah, you know what? I'll learn how to hit it. They give me a reason to use Bunker Buster, I guess. Whoa. So what it is huh, didn't know that. So what it is, let's see, 6. Oh, I messed that one up. No, I didn't. I still got the EMP. Usually I don't mind helping. I usually try to keep it to my days off, for the most part. Here lately, because my leagues usually want me to run stuff, or I'm usually messing around with another, derpy family member or something. But I've had to kind of limit it to my days off, that way I'm still getting into stuff for the streams. And like Stay Pure is currently trying to help me with this this hacker rotation. It's not really hacker rotation, it's just getting that extra Gauss grenade out. It's going to be a pain for me. No, I messed that one up too, but I still got pretty nice damage. How could he not level up? You stuck at duos or something? Yeah, weird. Boom. I don't know who they're talking to. What raid? If it's a stupid Darkseed War Factory things and stuff like that, yeah, it's a lost cause. Brainiac bottle ship hardly ever cures queues. Darkseed War Factory is pretty much a fail attempt 99% of the time you actually get queued into it. I've had problems with my queues here lately too. Like the only thing I can get in 90% of the time is a duo. And then when I get in said duo, it's usually with somebody that's the exact CR it is to get in a zone. I have to swap to this character and help him through because I'm not going to spend all day in a zone. I was messing with my hard light tune yesterday, and he's pretty much stuck at where he's sitting at because there's absolutely no cues. Yeah, those zones are terrible. I had to get a league group together just to beat them, and it was still crazy. Cool. Like, I have effectively beat both of those raids one time. They're just... It's like Paradox Wave used to be back in the day. And that means... Let me ask you a question. If you go to your settings in here, go to gameplay, do you have the settings set to enable role optional alerts? Because if you have that on, it'll queue all DPS, but it'll queue faster. If you turn it off, it'll actually just queue the roles. Whether they choose to play DPS is their decision, and that one takes a lot longer. So if it's off, turn it on. It might make your queues go low. I turn it on for everything currently, because most of the stuff you don't really need roles for, and it doesn't work for raids. It just works for the alerts mainly. Yeah, I'm on the PC. Look at that, 52 might. Give me 1 second, I will be right back. Man, there's some really stupid people in Hall of Doom chat right now. Well, we're supposed to be queuing in for war crimes, but I don't know if that's still a thing. Oh, my throat is killing me. I really need to find a mute button for this mic. That's a villain. Would offer you a place in the league, because usually they don't mind running stuff, or they don't mind helping with stuff. It's just getting enough people on to do those raids is going to be a hassle. I usually skip them on all my toons. If I have to, I'll go buy like a belt box or some glove boxes or something and open them up and just skip that CR. That's why I'm always broke, because I'm always leveling toons. The only reason I play on the PC is because I don't like disconnecting every 2 seconds. And 9 times out of 10 somebody calls me a hacker. Well, watch my streams, I'm not hacking. I am hitting buttons as fast as I can hit the buttons on my keyboard, obviously, because you can hear me banging the crap out of my keyboard. Definitely not hacking. Ooh. When you're very selfish. Yeah, different owls. Supposed to be a few more people on right about now. I'm not seeing them. Like, Cherry on Top's usually on. And, Pop-Tarts was on earlier. I don't know if they're going to be coming back or not. Fizzle's not on right now. Speaking of. No, he must be doing stuff. Ooh. The way it sits right now, currently I work a full-time job. I get home. I normally get to eat before I start my stream, but a couple times here lately I haven't got my food till after I started. But I get to play for the duration of my stream. Sometimes I get to log in about a half hour early and mess around. And then after that I have to go to bed and start my day all over again, because it sucks. Gotta work a full-time job to support my family. So that's generally why I say on my days off I don't mind helping, because then, you know, I can run for a few hours and get a few CR for people and still have time to do my runs and stuff. And I usually have Sundays off for sure, and these past 2 weeks I've had Tuesday off. But that's subject to change at any time. Well, Sundays will never change, but as far as the rest of the week, it's pretty much open. Pulling a Ren. Ren and Thimpy. Oh. I friggin' hate being sick with a passion. Man, hopefully my wife's bringing back some cold medicine too. Got a Celestial Healer. I've been debating on changing it. I've always liked Celestial, but that's just it. I've always had a Celestial Healer since they released it. I don't think I've ever seen Ren use the ice exploit on his ice DPS though. I give him a hard time about it, but I've never actually seen him use it. A lot of people say it's not an exploit because it's a power they have, but the devs consider it an exploit even though they haven't fixed it, so I mean, I don't get it. Bane. Yeah, he's totally Michael Jackson with one glove. The main reason I debated on changing powers is I'm tired of everybody trying to call me a hacker. I keep telling them, come watch my stream and you can see that I don't hack. So I want to find something else to be good at, so it really irritates people. I mean, I wasn't that far behind Stay Pure over there in that run. And they've got 243 skill points and modded. I have 115 skill points in beta mods. Not once do you see me swing my weapon either. With a battle display, there's no sense in using a weapon. But yeah, I've been debating on changing it, and I don't want to go mental or anything like that because I've already got a mental tune, already got a hard light tune, so I don't know. Everybody says electricity is garbage DPS. Maybe I should give it a shot. And then regret that decision. Highly regretting decisions of changing powers to nothing so far. I pretty much have a tune for everything on the villain side except for, you know, quantum, rage, stuff like that. But I don't really want a quantum DPS currently. They make long cords for your controller, dude. You can play while it's charging. I'm talking to him like he can hear me. Oh. I know better than to go hard light though, because I don't have a lot of precision on this tune. Granted, after stat revamp, everything's going to change. That will no longer be a thing. See, this dude, 121, right? He's been pugging everything. He's like 111, I believe, earlier today. Yeah, he was. He was 111 a couple hours ago, or less. But he pugs everything. Poking everything. Almost got up to 50,000 prestige, and I've only been a member for 23 days. We're running a lot of stuff. I need to work on this too. Get ready for stat revamp, you know. This tune looks oddly a lot like my hero side. Freaking dogs, man. I'll be right back again. They're raising Cain outside. Alright, I'm gonna go do something that everybody hates. I am gonna mute my mic while I eat some food because I am starving. There we go, I feel much better now. I was starving. I ate a little tiny sandwich for lunch, and that's all I had because I don't eat breakfast. I mean, if I'm working manual labor, I'll make myself eat breakfast, but other than that, I don't bother with it. Haven't had to do manual labor in years, so. Hmm. My nose is so stopped up right now, it's not even funny. What I'm gonna do is this. This is what I'm gonna do. While I'm waiting on Ren to parse this tune. I'm gonna take a look and see how the keys are. Which key for this one? And let's see how this one's gonna go. Holy crap. Do some stuff. Come on. Watch. 130 something I'm gonna zone in with. And they're gonna end up walking out. I am struggling. One day I'm gonna get over this cold and everything's gonna be great. Oh.
Amanda Waller here. This is now a Suicide Squad operation. Members of Task Force X will be assisting you until the objectives are complete. Play nice.
We are only here because Raven asked. Otherwise, we would not have come at all. In order to stop Jacob, we will have to counter his magic. In the battlefield, you will have to summon us by using magical fonts. We will then conjure a powerful crystal to null Jacob's power. Be warned, if the process is broken, Jacob's army will feed off its energy.
You getting squashed like a bug. Oh crap, I messed that rotation up.
Protect us while we channel energy into the crystal.
Come on.
We can lend you limited support. Speak with a specialist to lend you some power.
Oh, he knocked me down. He knocked me down.
Desist.
You just being juggled around the map, dude. Yeah, fool.
Blasphemy.
132, yeah, I'll take that for sure. Oh no. What they shut down for? Did I miss something? Did I work too long? You will die. You will die like yesterday. You doing an update or something? Be awesome if it was a stat revamp.
Protect us while we channel energy into the crystal.
We can't get that lucky.
I'll help you find
We can lend you limited support. Speak with a specialist to lend you some power.
back, villain.
Yo, my lord.
You won't stop me.
Is all this really necessary? So much anger. Oh, stop. Chill. Why do you bother? Boring.
How did you still hit me?
Hands off.
Yeah. Finally, some boots. 102 boots, killing me. Yeah. Oh, pigeon.
Just need this. I won't be late.
Come on, kill it already. Why am I tanking? Why are you back there messing with these little mobs? Kill this guy. Oh, come on. What's up, KT? This guy's hurt a little bit. Why do you keep breaking me out of my combo? Yeah, me too.
Protect us while we channel energy into the crystal.
And I didn't even bring flowers.
We can shield you from some of Jacob's magic.
Stuck under my stupid robot. Okay. I know how to stand here and kill stuff. I'm getting over a cold myself, slowly. Oh. Yeah, that's why you stay here. Real ham sauce. Knock him around for half a year. Stuck. Hopefully they don't reset this crystal. How are you gonna die? Oh, you didn't die. Go on. Go on. Go on.
Love hurts.
Don't panic me. It's much how to panic you.
You'll love it.
Are you legendary or are you free to play?
Fight your feelings.
Because the only way I do it is I just usually keep doing runs.
Stop this nonsense. Why resist?
Come on, dude. I can't block or anything? Are you serious? It's a little harder when you're just premium. So I think you can only get up to like 82 anyways, or something around there. There's no way else picking that person up, and they're probably all gonna get butthurt about it. But honestly, the fastest way to get your CR up is to queue for as many zones as you can. And make sure you go into your settings and make sure enable role optional alerts is on. That means you can queue with, say you do an alert, you queue with 4 DPS instead of actually needing the rolls. There's certain instances where the CR just really slows down, and 70 range is kind of one of those. Getting up to 84 is kind of a pain.
Protect us while we channel energy into the crystal.
Sorry. I'm dying over here.
We can shield you from some of Jacob's magic.
Probably getting mad at me for breaking that thing too. I mean, it would help us.
Pain won't stop me from being tried on.
You're slightly higher CR than the zone. Your best bet is to stay in the circle. Not a single one of them went in. This crystal's stupid. Oh, it just shocks you all the damn time. Yeah, I got it. 10-4, good buddy.
You're mine.
Yeah. This student started out at like 70, or no, 80 something yesterday. Come on. How am I tanking?
Obey me.
Seriously? Are you even attacking?
Why resist?
Get in zones like this where people don't know how to play their roles. Like maybe I should just swap to controller. I'm waiting for him to tell me to leave. Don't touch the people. Only rookies don't touch the people. What they don't realize is they give you a shield, and you stand in said shield, and they're running around. The shield doesn't go outside of them. Just, you know, they don't see that. So I'm gonna swap back to this rotation for this zone, because there's no sense in using stuff. Yeah, that's the main thing I hate. Being loot locked and you're just like 1 or 2 CR away from getting somewhere and then you just can't do anything. So if this person doesn't invite me, that's their loss. Like I said, their loss. So I'd go in there and wreck it. Man, I wish this cough would go away. Let's see. I hate to do this to somebody, but I'm gonna see if they're still in there. They probably got a queue or didn't vote no because they're special needs. I know I shouldn't talk like that, but I'm always having to swap off my tune I'm working on to get through a run. And apparently they voted yes. I wish it saved recent text logs so I could be like, well, you just, you know, lost out with a 198 DPS. Oh well. Now I gotta go to run the whole thing over again. I mean, this game, when stat revamp hits, it's just gonna be, there's gonna be so many garbage people in this game, and I'm trying to be nice about it. Because it's gonna take the game back to what it used to be back when it launched, where you had to know your class and you couldn't rely on CR and you know, that was it. The CR bonus you get in these zones is going away. So you might be 190 something, you go in there with crappy stats and you're gonna hit like you have crappy stats. Yeah. Well, that's just it. You're gonna get shafted anyways because they're nerfing the Fury. But it's gonna open up a whole new battle plan because they're also getting rid of power points, so you'll be able to tweak your rotation to make up for that lost damage. I didn't want to close that. I'm not super overpowered in this game. I've got like 115 skill points and like I have beta mods. Yeah, they're nerfing the Fury because unlike Earth, the sorcery can actually keep up with her pet. Earth kind of got shafted because it pretty much relies on the pet weapon attacks. Yeah, but you'll figure it out. It's not going to be the end of the world for you because sorcery is still a pretty solid DPS, at least on the test server without a pet. So. And like I said, you won't have power points, so you'll be able to build a rotation out of all your powers instead of whatever you can get with 15 and still get your crits and stuff. Also, I don't know if anybody's told you, when you're speccing into your weapon stats, first thing you always want to do is go down each one and get the crit. Focus on going down each one and getting the crit first. Then focus on the underlying stats once you get all the crit. That's going to help you out a lot. Plus the plus the crit you get out of your iconic powers over here. It's worth it. You might not have as much might and or precision, but you'll definitely hit harder. Now, I don't know if it affects the sorcery's pet, but it seemed to help my earth crystal back when my DPS, my main was earth. Oh yeah, and speccing like that means you can use any weapon that drops this. It's the greatest thing in the world. Like, this toon doesn't have enough skill points to spec into all the weapon stuff yet. I could buy them with replays, but I'm not going to. Like, missing 5 in this one, and I think there's another one missing 1 in this one. But I think other than that, it might be golden. And in sorcery, I mean, right now a lot of people are using precision stuff for weapon attacks or whatnot, but stat revamp pitch, you're probably going to want to spec the remainder into might. The way I look at it is, if you get a weapon that has better stats than the one you're using, but you prefer using the one you're using, put a skill point in that weapon just to collect it, and it'll go towards your CR whether you use it or not. Just keep it in your inventory or in your bank. Works out pretty well. That's how I actually ended up getting a lot of controller gear on this toon, and that's how I got its CR up. Huh. Bombshell Wonder Woman shield, huh? Okay. But I've been debating on changing powers around and doing things like that on my main, but I haven't quite decided what I want to do yet. That's why I've been messing around with all these toons. So I mean, rage is fun, but I'm not a huge fan of being right on top of the boss when we're fighting in a raid. Munition seems fun, but I have a munitions controller that's 176, so I could always collect DPS gear on. So I'm not sure. I've already done earth. Right now I'm currently light. Electricity is until revamp. Atomic seems pretty fun, but it involves a lot of clipping. I mean, hard light's pretty straightforward rotation. Just This is probably not even the most elite rotation, but it's... I only have to throw one power ever. It's kind of like Ren in our league. I give him a hard time because every week he's at least 2 different powers. Like he was ice earlier, now he's munitions. I might wait till stat revamp hits. I mean, I like gadgets. I was gadgets at launch. I started out mental. Really liked mental, so I kept controller side because I like the telekinesis, picking them up in the air and hitting them with objects from across the room. And then I decided I wanted to have a DPS tune, so I made a gadget DPS tune, and that turned into my main. And back in the day, I was putting out 1,000,000 DPS before it was even a thing. Now I can still hang up there with a fully modded, you know, DPS with 115 skill points and beta mods. And I get called a hacker all the time. And like I say, I just keep telling them, hey, go watch my stream. I don't hack. I mean, you'd be able to plainly see I'd be hacking. Well, I mean, electricity, not the most OP power, but it's manageable. I actually want to take my Celestial Healer electricity, but just for healing, not DPS. I like to pick a role on a tune and stick with it generally. So I have a healer, a controller, and a DPS, and then a few other DPS that one of them's obviously going to go into tank. I'm thinking my mental or this tune will probably end up being tank, and I'm probably going to go with Atomic. I got called a hacker by a fire guy who's fully modded. 199 CR fire guy. Fully modded. I beat him on the DPS out in War Crimes like 2 days ago. I was messing around before I started my stream. He got so mad, he goes, I'm gonna report you for hacking. And I'm like, yeah, go for it. Do what you must. Like, I changed powers once since I've been back to the game. I've been back for going on a month and a half now. And that's because I had Earth as my main DPS, and I just got so tired of relying on a pet. I have to do something or I get bored. So I swapped it to gadgets. And people see me jumping around like a fool, and it's not. The only power you have to clip on gadgets is fear gas. I just jump around because it's a habit. Like, I don't jump around on this tune because if I do, it pretty much kills my rotation. But I jump around in gadget tune because he's acrobatics, and it helps me move forward while I'm in the middle of throwing stuff instead of having to, you know, stop throwing something and run forward. Just an old habit from playing on the PlayStation. They're like, you're hacking, you're clipping your powers. No, well, I am clipping one power, you're right. I clip fear gas, but it does really nothing else for everything else. They keep saying, oh, well, you got the fall, you could cast, or you could throw double skills or double powers, blah, 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 blah. I don't ever throw double powers. But that's just how much I enjoy people. You know, it's a tough call. Because I don't have a favorite power specifically for, like, I don't know, class you could call it. My favorite healer power has always been Celestial. And my favorite controller power has always been Quantum. Even though my controller is Munitions now. And as far as DPS goes, I've never really had a favorite so much DPS side, but I've always liked Hardlight's abilities. I mean, I guess if I had to pick a favorite DPS power, it would probably be Gadgets, because it's been my DPS power the longest. I mean, like I said, I was playing with Gadgets when this game launched on the PlayStation 3. Quantum controllers just have the best crowd control, I think. Munitions, I tend to knock everything across the map. Quantum DPS isn't bad either. But I still need to mess around with Rage at some point. Haven't decided what character I want to, if I'm going to make a new one or not. I have an atomic character I made, but it's just leveling it. I don't want to level another character to 30. I mean, if in the description down there you can see I have several Toons, and that's not even all the Toons I have. It's just the ones I have listed that I actually play on. And Spectral Iantern down there is actually my Quantum controller on the hero side. He's set up to look like a blue lantern. I think, and it's been a thing for a long time too, they should let us change our light powers, like give us, if you're hard light or anything, they should give us something in the style tabs under color so you can change the power of your hard light abilities. That would be the greatest thing ever. I don't care if I had to pay $5 for it, I'd totally buy it. I'd buy it and all my Toons would become hard light of all different colors. And then my healer and stuff would be useless. Yeah, so like when you throw a power, it'll be like, say you want it to be blue or white or purple or, yeah, instead of just yellow and green. Like, I understand they have rage too, but there's a lot more lanterns in this game than just those three. It's not like people have been, I mean, this has been something that's been talked about since they released light powers too. People have been requesting it, and it's just something that hasn't happened. I don't know if it ever will. Yeah. Or you unlock, or you buy the hard light class and you can pick which color ring you want from there or whatever. I mean, make it worthwhile. But I hadn't really messed with hard light in so long. I got on this character and I had half the rotation down, but I ain't gonna lie, I had to look up somebody that had a decent rotation. And it turns out it wasn't much different. Now, they used this robot sidekick. I find it doesn't hit worth crap. I don't think it adds enough to your DPS to even be spec'd into. I just haven't gone through the whole respecking process. And I could be using the chainsaw and all that stuff too, but I like to be mid-ranged or long-range. Like, I don't think I have the chainsaw effect on this one, but I had it on the other one. This league I'm in's been pretty helpful. Originally I started out looking for a YouTube themed league, and then I kind of decided against it because a lot of them just sit in the watchtower dueling all day, and this game isn't, you know, about dueling. I know it's a feature you can use, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of their powers. A lot of everybody's powers are changing with the stat revamp, so they'll probably be more feasible after that. Like they're getting rid of nature's dog form. Technically, they're basically getting rid of useless abilities, and they're making new useful ones, apparently. I mean, really, all the dog form ever did was made you overpowered in PvP combat most times. I just don't know. I used to be pretty decent at electricity DPS. My healer on the hero side was celestial, then electricity. And then it was electricity for a long time, and then before I quit playing, it went back to celestial. Yeah, it's about creating your own superhero or villain. It's about getting out there and doing stuff and making a name for yourself. Because I remember back in the day, you used to run stuff with people, and they're like, "Hey man, you mind if I add you to my friends list? Because we do a lot of runs, and you're more than welcome to join us," for some crap like that. And now you run with people, and they just run out of the zone when they're done. It's like it's a hassle for them to have to get up and run a zone. Now it's all about standing in the Hall of Doom or Watchtower just talking crap to each other while you duel. It's turned into DC Jerry Springer. Usually I'm on here to stream, and I'm like, man, you guys have way too much free time. I got a wife and a kid and full-time job, and what kind of jollies do you get out of standing in here talking smack to each other? Well, I wanted to run zones, but this game is it's getting worse and worse the closer the stat revamp gets, and I don't think they actually have an official release yet. Let me go check that real quick. My stream might it might freeze up for a second because I tabbed out. So everybody keeps asking when it is, and I'm pretty sure it's just so far down the road. There's still so many things that are broken with it right now. Yeah, it's all just guesstimations at this point. Yeah, man, I'm gonna wait the 7 years it takes them to get it out. Yeah, I've had this discussion before. Water powers has been something people wanted since they started adding powers to the game, like light back in the day. It was the talk of the Watchtower and the Hall of Doom, and I think they keep pushing it back to keep people paying their legendary to keep playing. Yeah. Kind of like that Family Guy episode. Was it Family Guy or American? It was one of the American Dad or Family Guy, one of the two. Where they were poking fun at Aquaman. And the guy's attacking the chick on the beach and he goes, "Hey." And he's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Send some fish after me?" Obviously, you know, they didn't make him that useless in here, but Aquaman was a huge joke for so long. What would really mess people up is if they came out with water powers, but you could only use them while being next to water. I know that wouldn't be a thing, but that would be pretty funny because everybody swapped to water and then you'd run raids where there's no water in the raid and you wouldn't have any healers. I don't know if I would swap my healer to water or not. I think I'd probably keep it either celestial or, like I said, electricity or something like that. There's going to be so many water DPS, it's not even funny. It should be a healer because we have celestial and electricity, and for tank we have earth rage and atomic, and controllers we have quantum, munitions, and light. So technically it should be a healer. I mean, every class can be damaged, but whether it's good at it or not is a whole different story. Yeah, should be a healer class. Because you think you have nature and sorcery, then you have gadgets and mental for the controller, then you have ice and fire for the tank. And then we'll go in here and look at these powers. Yeah, atomic, rage, and earth. Then we have light, quantum, and munitions for the controller, and then you just have celestial and electricity for healer. So they usually release them in some kind of order like that. Like they'll start with a controller or whatnot. I think healer was the last time. So remember when Hard Light dropped? I was still on the PS3, and that's the first power I ever paid for. Because back then you had to pay a subscription and you didn't have legendary that gave you everything. But when you bought it, they gave you a respect token. It doesn't look like these zones are gonna happen. I mean, it did one, and then a half of a duo. I don't know really what was super funny about patiently waiting for stat revamp, because I mean we've been waiting since 2016 or so. Except I wasn't playing then. I quit for 2 years, so I mean it could be as late as August or September before we get it. Well, that's just it. When they released the PlayStation 4, they actually did a graphics update. This game used to look worse than it does now. Like, they did a lot of graphics cleaning in the major cities and some of the zones, and even redid some of the zones with Gotham Wasteland. Redid Robinson Park. And I don't know if they would ever do a DCUO 2. I don't know if that would end up making most of their current players angry, or because chances are you'd start playing it and it wouldn't be a free-to-play game. You'd have to pay a subscription again. It's kind of like Star Wars Galaxies. I used to play that game way back in the day, and then everybody was so excited for Knights of the Old Republic, and when it came out it was just straight up garbage. And then Sony put an end to Star Wars Galaxies, so now you can only play it on an emulator. Well, that's just it too. They care about the PvPers. That's why they get all the love. That's why all the powers constantly get nerfed here and there. When PvP in this game is straight up garbage right now. Like, the only time I'll go into PvP now is if I'm going into Legends, because it's just bad. Back several years ago, it was just fun to go into Centennial Park and have a big battle royal with everybody, and now that don't even happen anymore. You need help with New Genesis now, you need a whole group then. It's a queue. Sometimes I'll queue and I'll go downstairs and hang out with the wife and the kid, and then come back upstairs an hour later and either my game decided to boot me or the queue never happened. I'm not used to the league being dead at this time. Usually there's at least 5 or 6 people on, but I know Ren's probably been on all day. But I only usually go about 2 hours per stream, and hopefully next time it's not going to be as boring. Also, after the Sunday when I announced the winner for the 100 sub drawing, which if you haven't already, if you're a subscriber, go comment on either one of those 100 sub videos to get your name entered for the drawing for the $20 card on whatever console you're on. So don't forget about that. I'll actually be recording how my wife does it. She's gonna put everybody in a system on her computer and assign everybody a number, and it's gonna be a random dice roll. You got it out of lockbox. But yeah, as I was saying, if you haven't already subbed, if you do sub, go comment on that 100 sub video. Get your name entered. It's a free $20 card for any console you're on. Could be PlayStation, Xbox, PC. Your choice if you win. And I'll be recording my wife's dice roll, the random dice roll, so I can post it up so everybody knows everything is legit and I don't play favorites. But currently it is time for me to end my stream. So if you liked it, go ahead and splat that like button for me because it helps out a lot. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Take care and take it easy. Bye bye.